Hello, everyone, and welcome to another week, another live stream, another day to talk about hell. Hi, guys. Tonight, we're going to be talking about a lot of different things, a lot of entertainment news. There really hasn't been a lot of gaming news over the past week. I've been covering things like Saints Row, and Sony, but there really hasn't been a lot of gaming news. But I do have two gaming topics tonight, but the rest are all entertainment. And a lot of in phobe, right? Sexist, misogynist. We're all, all these different kind of phobes as well. Lots of very unfortunate attacks on us tonight. So, another day in hell. Tonight we're going to be talking about She-Hulk. Guys, I have not liked She-Hulk. I tried to give it a chance. I said, you know what? I try to watch everything I talk about. Maybe this will come out. Maybe this will be good, or at least acceptable, because I don't have to absolutely love every single show to watch it and say it's okay. There are plenty of shows that I watch where I don't love it, but I'm still like, it was a fine experience. I think that you should still watch it, and this is just not one of them. She-Hulk came out. We have 3 episodes so far, and I believe there's 8 episodes in a season, and it is just not good. But She-Hulk apparently used real-world sexist backlash to fuel the Marvel show's plot. This is definitely what people want to hear is in their entertainment. They definitely want to hear that, sexist real-world backlash was used to fuel the plot. Surely, that's definitely what people want to watch. Right, guys? Your favorite show. We're going to be talking about Dungeons and Dragons. I gave up on Wizards of the Coast a long time ago. And I've talked about Wizards of the Coast many times since I've kind of given up on them. And they recently were, announcing Spelljammer and talking about, all the things they plan to do. And of course, in the past, Wizards of the Coast has talked about how they plan to be more diverse and inclusive, and they are dedicated to, don't look at that topic, you don't need to look at that topic, they're dedicated to inclusivity, but Dungeons and Dragons removes a controversial backstory from a Spelljammer race, basically because the very audience that they for years tried to build, the audience that they wanted so badly, is attacking them over the content that they've created, which is just too hilarious, because it's like they had consumers like me and you, normal people who didn't really want them to do anything crazy with their work. We didn't ask them to change all of their work because it's toxic and sexist and racist and thisist and that phobe. We just wanted good content. But no. We were not good enough consumers for them. So they attacked us. They forced us away. And they decided, you know what? We want a new audience. And so they got this exact fucking new audience that they want. And now those people are attacking anything that they put out that is not perfect. Honk honk clown world. We're going to be talking about a few different Rings of Power topics tonight, guys. We're going to be talking about, number 1, Elon Musk bashing the Rings of Power, saying Tolkien is turning in his grave, which I, of course, think is hilarious, and I think that most of us have agreed with this. I mean, let's be honest, we've all been saying this for months to even a year, and yes, Elon Musk is now saying it, so of course other people are talking about it. Maybe Elon Musk is a little bit slow to the criticize Rings of Power train, but the show did just come out, so I will give him credit there. But he decided to come out and basically say that Tolkien is turning in his grave, and he called the, of course, main male characters cowards, saying that they turn the male characters into cowards so that Galadriel could be a strong, independent woman, which is all very true and very fucking funny. And we're also going to be talking about Rings of Power and the numbers so far, because they initially came out, I believe it was 2 days after the show aired, and they said it got 25 million views for its premiere. Absolutely crazy, massive, insane, cuckoo numbers. And yeah, okay, they got crazy numbers, right? 25 million is nothing to ignore. But, well, bad news. Prime Video's The Rings of Power falls short of Stranger Things 4 and Obi-Wan Kenobi's debut, because in the US it only got 1.8 million US households to watch it, and let's look at House of the Dragon. Its direct competition, 4.8 million US households. It got absolutely wrecked by House of the Dragon for US households, and I've talked about House of the Dragon every week. I have really loved this show so far. I have been very happy with House of the Dragon. There were a couple of things that I was worried about going into it, but so far I have thoroughly enjoyed my experience watching it. I also have watched Rings of Power, the first 2 episodes that are out, and I did not enjoy those first 2 episodes, but I mean, to me, you know, now that I'm waiting for the shows to continue, I've watched the content that's out, I am much more excited for House of the Dragon. When I'm sitting here thinking about the 2 next episodes, I'm not sitting here theorizing about Rings of Power and what they're going to do next, because I know it's going to be trash. I'm excited for House of the Dragon. So we're going to be talking about that as well. And there's a couple of other smaller topics that I wanted to throw in here tonight, like PlayStation, Sony Interactive Entertainment announcing their social justice fund, and how they're finally announcing casting in Star Wars The Acolyte, which is the Leslie Headland all-female Star Wars show, and how they got Jodie Turner-Smith to star in it. Which, listen, I have nothing against her as a human being, right? I can respect every human being. As an actress, though, I am going to have to say I do not like her, because she was, of course, the actress who played a Black Anne Boleyn, which to me is just not okay. I feel like anyone who could have gotten that part should have said no. Unless she was desperate for money. Yeah, that's just going to be a no from me. I definitely did not support that project. So, guys, those are the topics for the evening. Hello, welcome to the live stream. Welcome on in. Yeah. Well, you know, I did my best. I did the best that I could tonight with topics, you know. A couple smaller ones that are going to be relatively quick, like Dungeons and Dragons, the Sony Social Justice Fund, but a couple of other longer topics here. Star Wars Bridgerton. I actually think that Bridgerton is okay. I haven't gotten, I mean, there's what, 3 or 2 seasons of Bridgerton? I didn't really get into it, but it's not like it's supposed to be a historically accurate, where is it set? London, I believe. It's not supposed to be historically accurate, so I don't really have much of a problem with it. It just takes a general time period. And also, the person who wrote the Bridgerton books also worked on the show, so I don't have much of a problem with it. Like, it's really not for me. But yeah, like I don't really see too much of a problem with it. Now, Anne Boleyn, a movie about Anne Boleyn, that is very different because she was a real person. That's a problem. That's, for me, an issue. When you take a real person, yeah, it's just, I can't support it. Like, the Joan of Arc bullshit turning Joan of Arc into a non-binary individual. That's too fucked up for me. Sony makes me... Oh, chat moved. Stop moving, chat. Sony makes me want to start liking the word cringe. I hate the word cringe, and every time I use the word cringe, I say I hate the word cringe. But this shit is cringe, okay? The word cringe is cringe, but what Sony's doing is also cringe, right? Their video for this social justice fund is cringe. It is very bad. I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna support that one, but then again, I don't really support Sony if I don't have to. Who doesn't love some corporate affirmative action, chat? So yeah, those are the topics. We'll get started with them in a minute. Wow, I've been rambling for 15 minutes already? Jesus. I need to shut the hell up. Women these days. What? I didn't say that. Women are great. We love women around here. Just get me a PC. PCs are superior. I love consoles, absolutely, but I would always tell people get a PC before you get a console. Consoles are cool. Consoles are great. There's lots of good content on consoles. Get a PC. You can do so much more with it. It's so much better. PS5s are up to $800. No refunds or replacements. Come Wayne. That is fucked up. That is fucked up. I know, that is fucked. Holy. Damn. I was lucky enough to be able to snipe both of my consoles at launch. Guys, even though I'm a content creator, right? And I got them so that I could play any kind of exclusives, I don't really use them. I mean, I use my Xbox way more than I use my PlayStation because I buy the bare minimum for PlayStation. But $800, that's not alright. Do not waste your money. It is not worth it. Vera and her inner misogynist, that's why we're here. It is why we're all here. PC is master race. And I used to be someone who loved consoles. I mean, I still love consoles, don't get me wrong. PC is way fucking better. Last console I owned was a PlayStation 3. PlayStation 3 was sick, though. PlayStation 3 was great. Alright, guys, so why don't we get started with the first topic of the evening, which is going to be She-Hulk. Now, I've been talking about She-Hulk because, of course, when I talk about something, whether it's a video game or TV show, a movie, I do genuinely try to give that content a chance. Even if I talk shit about it months leading up to it, I still ultimately want to judge the content that is released. And She-Hulk was one of those shows where I talked about it before it released, but I told myself I'm gonna watch it because I want to have a fair understanding of the plot, of the changes that they're making, of the content itself. And She-Hulk has 3 episodes out, and I hate it. I cannot get into She-Hulk. While I think a couple of the actors have a lot of great chemistry, I think that overall the changes to her origin story are dog shit. I think that the CGI is absolutely just awful and trash. I think that the writing, the dialogue, the general story, the whole plot is bad. The feminist narratives that are shoved into this are bad. There's nothing about She-Hulk that I really like. But this shining article came out. She-Hulk used real worlds... That's kind of weird. It's kind of just a... I don't know. I guess it's kind of the best... Yeah, it's fine. She-Hulk used real-world sexist backlash to fuel the Marvel show's plot. She-Hulk attorney at law claps back at angry sexist Marvel fans by using their real-world backlash in the 3rd episode of the Disney Plus series. Now, when I am am a consumer and I just want to watch something, this isn't what I want to watch, right? If you didn't follow social media, if you didn't go into live streams a lot, you didn't look at videos a lot, or you didn't look at Twitter, do you think that most people that don't do those things are going to give a singular fuck about this? Absolutely not. If I was a normal consumer who didn't care about social media, I would be so turned off from the show. I probably wouldn't even continue watching the show if they made this a focus of one of the episodes. And as someone who does look at social media, who does watch live streams and videos and look at Twitter, this is also stupid. It makes me not want to watch it. I don't know who they were trying to make this specific episode and just kind of this whole show appeal to, but one of the main groups that they said that they were trying to make the show for were for women. Something I can actually give my opinion on. As a woman, I think that this show is dog shit. I think that the feminist narratives are bad. I think that the writing is bad. This general story, the dialogue is bad. She-Hulk doesn't provide me any entertainment. As a woman, that's who they wanted the show to appeal to, from what we know. I see nothing in the series. It says She-Hulk... Oh, warning, guys. Chat, warning, okay? Minor spoilers, okay? Click off the stream now if you don't want to have the best episode of the best show of the year spoiled to you. She-Hulk attorney at law has just hit back at the MCU fans who criticized the Disney Plus series when it was first announced in 2019. Ooh, consumers criticizing something? We can't have that. According to the Twitter account She-Hulk Updates, She-Hulk reused real-world sexist comments during the third episode's news montage, which showed what journalists and ordinary MCU citizens thought about the latest superhero on Earth 616. It seems like Marvel took some inspiration. In 2019, when Marvel announced She-Hulk, the comments were spammed with outraged men. You just assume that they're only outraged men. I mean, I've been criticizing She-Hulk. Do I look like an outraged man to you? Nope. Even with some of the exact words shown in the video, She-Hulk Updates wrote, sharing side-by-side images of real-world Twitter comments and She-Hulk's angry social media comments. Two comments that were pulled almost verbatim into the Disney Plus series were, "So we have a Me Too movement, and now all the male heroes are gone, and why everything in Marvel gotta be female now, with the word Marvel absent in the show's news montage." Is that really the best that they could do? They're saying, oh, we pulled sexist comments from real social media to make a point in our show. They literally pulled a comment that said, now all the male heroes are gone? Why does everything in Marvel have to be female now? That to me is a very weak comment, right? And I'm not saying that people should be toxic and mean online, right? Just be nice to each other. Be good, be decent human beings to each other. I don't have to tell you guys that. But, I mean, it's a very valid point that a lot of people have, is that male superheroes are being replaced with females so that shows like She-Hulk can exist, right? The show She-Hulk, in the first freaking episode, she's magically turned into She-Hulk, and in 5 seconds of finding out that she's She-Hulk, she can do everything better than Bruce, who has been Hulk for years, who has been hulking out for years at this point. She can lift everything instantly. She knows the weight of everything. She knows how to control her body properly. She has no flaws. It's a very valid thing to go, why do we have to replace all the males with females? And why do all the females have to be smarter, stronger, just in general better? That is not a sexist comment. That is a question. That is just a very generic question. I really don't think that is some, like, toxic, sexist garbage. That's just, to me, that's a very normal question. But of course they want to paint it as, oh my god, we just can't have any criticism because they don't want any of their content to be criticized. I think that this is so stupid that they decided going into She-Hulk, you know what, let's do everything we can to piss off Marvel fans. Because that's what they did, right? Who asked for She-Hulk to be twerking with a rapper? Clearly, a giant part of their budget went to having this rapper in She-Hulk not only cameo, but they also had to get the rights to her song. You're not telling me that that was just like a very cheap, small thing. Clearly, that had to cost them a pretty penny. Especially, and it makes it worse when we've been criticizing the CGI because it looks so bad, but now we know that they put a hefty portion of their budget to having a twerking She-Hulk with a bad rapper, right? Not that as a human being this rapper is bad, but her music is bad. My own personal opinion. I didn't watch that scene and go, wow, that definitely added to it. I don't have a problem with She-Hulk dancing or twerking, right? There's been cringier dancing scenes in the MCU, but in the past 2 episodes before that one, it was literally about, you know, combating the male gaze and, men are awful and you shouldn't treat a woman as an object. And then they have her twerking. I don't know. It seems kind of dumb to me. It says how She-Hulk landed that amazing cameo. I really haven't seen many people on social media call it amazing. I've seen like a few people like on the Marvel comments section where they showed the clip saying that it was awesome, but I really haven't seen many consumers going, wow, that was great, that was awesome, that definitely added to the show. It just seems kind of bizarre to me. I don't know. So, yeah, that's all that I really had to talk about with She-Hulk. Uses real-world sexist backlash to fuel the plot. That is an awful way to fuel a plot. That is just an awful thing to put in the show. It added nothing to it. You know, we want a show about She-Hulk that actually shows the depth of this character, that shows how awesome she was in the comics, not, unfortunately, what we've gotten. So, yay for sexism, apparently, because apparently, why is everything in Marvel gotta be female now sexist? And apparently asking a general question like, now all the male heroes are gone, is also sexist. I don't see how those could be seen as sexist, but okay. I just don't understand, right? I mean, I've seen some sexist comments online before, right? I mean, that's not sexist. Maybe it hurt some of these actresses' feelings, but it doesn't mean that it's sexist. I don't know. It's not sexist, it's a valid question. That's the way that I feel. I mean, there's many more things that you could have shown in those online comments that were legitimately sexist that you could probably find if you dug and dug and dug and you tried to find them. Right? They could have just made fake tweets. They could have made fake posts. They didn't even do that. They were so lazy. It's because they wanted a headline like they made real world sexist comments and threw them into the show. It's stupid. Not sexist, it's an observation. Yeah. I mean, it's a legitimate observation and a legitimate question of why are you replacing all of the male characters in the MCU? I mean, that's what they're doing. Vera's fronting. I bet that she was twerking with the She-Hulk episode. Oh yeah, definitely. You definitely caught me, Theory. Holy, how did you know that? Can't believe that you would call me out like that. How did you even know the truth? Galadriel is swimming to the Middle Earth to twerk off. I genuinely want to know how long she was swimming. I wish that they would give us just a timer. I want to know how many hours she was swimming. How many hours did they plan or think that she was swimming in that? Because it had to be a lot. That wasn't a 5 minutes worth of swim. I want to know. Chat. Next we're going to be talking about Dungeons and Dragons. This is going to be a relatively quick topic just because I've given up on Wizards of the Coast. I know a lot of you have also given up on Wizards of the Coast. There's not really a lot with them that I have praised in the past few years, and I feel like a lot of people have kind of given up on them and the products that they've released. Yeah, I want a timer. I want an amount of time that Galadriel was swimming. Like, was it 5 hours? Was it a day? Was it 2 days? I mean, jeez. The media is always right. Definitely. Your observations are biased and based on our internal misogyny or something. Actually true, though. That's what we've heard a million times at least. That's what we've been told. It's just our internalized misogyny. That's it, guys. Can't be that we just have legitimate and valid criticisms and that we simply are criticizing a product because we're allowed to criticize a product. No, we're just ists. Fucking ridiculous. Let me check one thing really quickly. Dungeons and Dragons removes backstory. I think that this is the article that I'm going to reference. I just wanted to see if there was another article that referenced tweets or actually any kind of, yeah, this one does. Yeah. This is what I need. This is what I need. Thank you. Okay, we're good. So, guys, Dungeons and Dragons Wizards of the Coast has unfortunately, over the past few years, gone pretty woke. I haven't really cared about what has happened to Wizards of the Coast over the past few years because of shit like this. Unfortunately, Wizards of the Coast can't be saved at this point. They are free to take all of the wacky social justice warriors that they want, give them jobs, and continue to put out trash because that's what they're gonna do. They don't actually care about our opinions. I mean, they recently hired Sam Maggs to be a narrative director for them. At least she's off of the KOTOR remake, whatever's gonna happen to that. But there has been quite a controversy, we'll say, even though there's only a handful of people on social media mad about this, there has been a controversy surrounding Spelljammer and Dungeons and Dragons over the past, I'd say, week. So this is a comicbook.com article. It says, Wizards of the Coast, classic WotC, has quietly removed several paragraphs from Spelljammer Adventures in Space that provided the, I don't know if you're supposed to say it as Hadozi or Hadazi. I don't actually know. Hadozi, that's how I'm going to say it. I've heard other people pronounce it that way, so that's how I'm going to pronounce it. But I've heard some people pronounce it the other way. With a controversial backstory. At some point yesterday, and this article came out on the 2nd, so it was still a couple of days ago, Wizards of the Coast removed 2 paragraphs from the digital version of Spelljammer Adventures in Space on D&D Beyond. I always fucking say this. Buy physical products. Buy physical products. Buy physical products. Buy physical products. Because this is the shit that companies pull. They try to quietly alter content. If this was just a digital product, right? This situation probably would have been even more of a quiet situation. Okay? This is what happens. Is you have physical products that companies can't pull this shit with. And that is the problem. This is why I hate buying digital versions of items. It says a paragraph describing their glide ability was also changed, removing one of their aerial maneuvers. As of press time, Dungeons & Dragons has not formally commented on these changes, nor have the changes been made on third-party websites such as Roll20. Comicbook.com has reached out to Wizards of the Coast for comment. I do believe that they actually made a comment. Yes, they did. So here it is. So this is what they released. They released this comment. It says, we want it... Oh, hold on one second. Sorry, sometimes the webpage, I have to make it smaller so you guys can see it. They said, we wanted to acknowledge and own the inclusion of offensive material within our recent Spelljammers Adventures in Space content. We failed you, our players, and our fans, and we are truly sorry. So they go on this whole rant about apologizing, and they said, effective immediately, we will remove the offensive content about them in our digital versions, and these will no longer be included in future reprints of the book. Our priority is to make things right when we make mistakes. In addition, we've initiated a thorough internal review of the situation, and will take the necessary actions as a result of that review. We have absolutely no clue what that means, besides someone's probably going to get fired or someone's going to get a harsh slap on the wrist. But this is the problem, right? Is that they have decided to go into a product, alter it. They were trying to alter it quietly as well, without telling everyone. All because a few people on social media complained. They said it's offensive, you're not being inclusive, this is not okay material to release to your audiences. But you know what, Wizards of the Coast, you get what you fucking deserve. These are the consumers that they have wanted. Over the years, they've been hiring individuals who are very clearly social justice warriors. They've been listening to consumers who are social justice warriors, who are offended at every little fucking thing they can be. You get what you deserve. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. You wanted these consumers, and they're eating you alive. They attack you for the smallest things. A couple of people on social media get mad at you, and you change your content over it, and that is why I don't purchase anything from Wizards of the Coast anymore. That's why I don't buy their products. This is why I really don't support them anymore. Over the past few years, there have been very few products that I have purchased that are Dungeons & Dragons related, Magic the Gathering related, because I don't want to support a company like this. And this is what they've decided to do. This is what they have decided to do. This is what Wizards of the Coast has unfortunately turned into. And yes, it says the paragraphs provided a new backstory explaining that the race of flying monkey-esque humanoids were created by a wizard who intended to sell the creatures as magically enhanced soldiers. It says many D&D fans pointed out, many, not many, that the race suddenly had a history tied to slavery and forced eugenics. Wow, guys. Slavery? Can't have that. We have to attack this company now and demand that they change their works. I mean, really? But that's what they got mad at. Again, these are the consumers they wanted. These are the consumers they've gotten. And to these people, you can't have this content. So they're gonna attack you. I mean, again, they don't specify what they mean by a internal review of the situation and will take the necessary actions as a result. But, you know, people assume that someone's gonna get fired. So, yeah. I of course think that this is fucking absurd. This is why I do not really support Wizards of the Coast or any of the products that they've put out lately and plan to put out in the future. I haven't really seen anything that's been interesting to me. The only product that I saw that was interesting to me was the Lord of the Rings Magic the Gathering set that comes out next year. But then we found out that they race swapped Aragorn, and they went on this rant about how they wanted to take Tolkien's work and make it inclusive and diversify it and give it to modern audiences, and instead of just create their own characters and respect the characters that are from an existing franchise for one fucking set, and they decided to change them. They're not going to get my money because of that. I'm not going to be supporting the Lord of the Rings Magic the Gathering set. So, yeah. I do think that it will be worth money, though, because it is still Lord of the Rings. So I think that ultimately it still probably will be worth money. I know that I'm sure it's going to sell like hotcakes, and disappointed with that. Would have been one of the few Magic products that I would have dropped a shit ton of money on. But yeah. Slavery is a no-no. Flying monkey people in slavery, that's a no-no. Modern audiences equal red flag. Yup. I should get a little red flag to wave every time we hear something that's a red flag, like modern audiences. Just makes no sense. Again, these are the people that they wanted, though. They wanted these types of consumers. Oh, and boy, and they fucking got them. I hope they're happy. I hope that they're thrilled. Thank you, Angels and Autobots, for the $5 super chat. Offended over a game whose entire foundation is based on diversity and inclusion. I really miss TSR. Yeah, real TSR. Thank you for the $5 super chat, though. I really appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Also, you became a member off stream, I'm pretty sure. I don't remember thanking you for becoming a member, but thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate it. Batgirl being canceled is just too funny. That was funny. I don't like to laugh at people, you know, putting lots of time and effort into something just for it to get canceled. But the Batgirl situation is just hilarious to me. We knew it was gonna be bad. Ripped the Band-Aid off that one really quickly. Nice sweet old tax write-off. But yeah, we'll move on to the next topic in a minute. We will talk... I have 2 Rings of Power topics to discuss. So yeah, we'll be talking about Rings of Power. I've got 2 topics with a bunch of articles to show. And then I've got a few smaller topics that I wanted to show off to you guys. Those sweet, sweet emotes. Supergirl is also probably getting canceled. Probably. We haven't heard a confirmation, but there were a lot of rumors circulating that their plan was to cancel it. What are they even going to be putting out? What are they even going to be releasing at this point? Because they've canceled a lot. I don't know. Stupid. Dumb, dumb, dumb. All this bad shit being created just for you to cancel it. It's not canceled yet. Why? I don't know. Maybe they're not done. Well, I don't even know. Have they started filming it? Because I was gonna say maybe they're not done editing it. Because I mean, if they've already filmed it, then of course they'd want to edit it and show it to audience, or well, not show it to audiences, but do screenings of it. And kind of see how reception goes. Because I mean, if the people who are watching it early love it, then of course why not release it if they think they can make money off of it, if people love it. But I don't know actually what the state of the Supergirl movie is in. Supergirl film. Supergirl film. It's supposed to come out in 2023? 2022? Yeah, the last time we heard about it was in August, the very beginning of August. I guess we can show this really quickly since we're here. It says DC's Super... Why did you just move like that? It says DC's Supergirl film starring Sasha Calle, is that how you say it? Calle? Is expected not to move forward. Yeah, I guess we'll read this really quick. It says, in a new Rolling Stones piece documenting the reasons for shelving the $90 million Batgirl film, it says, the magazine also adds that a planned Supergirl currently in development and meant to star Sasha won't be moving forward. But we don't know if that's confirmed. This was just a report. It was a rumor. It wasn't actually confirmed. But I mean, they did cancel Batgirl, so I'm figuring that they're also going to cancel Supergirl. And this Supergirl was... Or she was cast in The Flash, right? Yeah, she was cast in The Flash, so we know that she's supposed to be in The Flash, and who the fuck knows what they're going to do with The Flash? We all know that Naomi was your favorite show, Vera, especially that flying scene. Oh boy, I love Naomi. Can't believe they canceled it. That was a banger. Wow. Love Naomi. Wow. But yeah, we never got an actual confirmation if Supergirl is canceled, so only time will tell. I don't think that they'll actually release it. They haven't filmed it, as far as I know. And that article didn't specify. So as far as we know, they haven't filmed it, so I don't think that they'll move forward with it. But hey, who knows? Maybe Supergirl will be made and it'll be absolutely fantastic and amazing, and it will be so just perfect. We'll never need another superhero movie again, but I highly fucking doubt it. I highly doubt it. Don't get me started on Ezra. I don't want to get started on Ezra. Fuck Ezra Miller. Ezra Miller. Jesus Christ. What the fuck is Ezra up to? We haven't heard anything since the rehab, right? I mean, I'm glad that Ezra's finally getting help. Doesn't mean that they should move forward with The Flash. Just because Ezra probably went went into a facility for 2 weeks after releasing that statement, that does not mean... You know what? Wait a minute. I want to play bingo. I'm a betting woman. I bet that in like fucking 2 months or something, we'll hear a report that Ezra didn't even go. Ezra didn't even go. After that statement came out, they couldn't find Ezra. Or Ezra at least went for 2 weeks and then bailed. I will put money on Ezra going for less than 2 weeks or not even going at all. I'm putting money on it now. Clip this shit. We will remember this day, because when that report comes out, when that information is released, I'm gonna go, I told you all. There's no shot that Ezra goes for longer than 2 weeks. Ezra is full of themselves. Grant Gustin is the only Flash. I like Grant Gustin. I thought that he did a great job at the beginning of playing the character. I don't really care about the CW anymore and the Arrowverse anymore, but Grant Gustin did pretty good at the beginning, Vera. Why are you laughing at me? What? It's true. I bet you my fucking bottom dollar. I'll put real money on this shit. That Ezra went for at least no more than 2 weeks. And honestly, wouldn't fucking surprise me that Ezra didn't go at all. No shot Ezra's going longer than 2 weeks. I guess 2 weeks is better than no weeks. Ezra Miller is planning the next location to go and terrorize people. In Hawaii, Vermont. Do not you dare come down to Boston, Ezra. I will slap the shit out of you. But I would fight Ezra. That would get 1 million views easy. So Ezra, you know what? If you're in the area, give me a call. He's going to rehab, I think. That's the key. I think. Don't believe everything you hear on the internet. Okay, we gotta move on to Rings of Power in a minute. Great. One shit topic to the next shit topic. Jesus Christ, there's a lot of shit going around today, huh? It's just one of those days. There's no hope for the rest of the day. There's no hope. Ezra's adding Vera to the list. Ezra Miller should be a fucking part of the WWE. Fucking Jericho, you just made the list. Ezra would be great in the WWE. You have no clue what Ezra's gonna show up as. A face, a heel. What? Who is Ezra today? I don't know, we'll see. You know what? I've said this from the very beginning. Ezra is someone who needed help, and I'm all for people getting help. But you can't help someone who doesn't want to be helped, and clearly Ezra did not want to change. Oh, boy. Every day is a living hell, as Chris likes to say. Did you just say Bweston? I did say Bweston. Well, guys, let's move away from Ezra Miller becoming the next Mick Foley. We're going to be talking about Rings of Power next, chat. We are going to be talking first about Elon Musk and Rings of Power, and then we're going to be talking about Rings of Power getting absolutely pummeled by Stranger Things 4, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and House of the Dragon in the United States. Now, this happened yesterday. And I don't make videos on Tuesdays, typically, or else I would have covered this in the video. But Elon Musk decided to go on social media yesterday and absolutely destroy the Rings of Power. Now, I will say that Elon Musk didn't say much that was new, besides, you know, his thoughts on the Rings of Power, that's fine. But it's still Elon Musk bashing Amazon. Now, of course, Elon Musk would want to fucking bash Amazon. He loves to bash Jeff Bezos at every chance that he gets. But Elon Musk bashes Amazon's The Rings of Power, saying Tolkien is turning in his grave, which I think a lot of us at this point feel is very accurate. I think that we all kind of feel that Tolkien would be turning in his grave at this point. Unfortunately, everything is shit. But Elon Musk very simply tweeted out, Tolkien is turning in his grave. 26,000 retweets, 7,000 quote tweets, 272,000 likes. I haven't gone through the quote tweets, obviously, because I don't have time to sit here and go through 7,500 quote tweets. But I'm sure that like 90% of them agree. I'm sure that most of the people commenting on this thread and retweeting it, just interacting with it, genuinely agree. He also said almost every male character so far is a coward, a jerk, or both. Only Galadriel is brave, smart, and nice, which is it is just so fucking funny because it's, I mean, obviously it's true. Every male character is a loser and a kind of coward and just not very interesting. I mean, most of the men are just mean. They're meh. I mean, look at how, you know, Galadriel is treated by them. Of course, they want you to feel bad for Galadriel, that none of the men believe her, and all of the men want her to shut up and be a good woman. Get back in the fucking, you know, under the tree kitchen, okay? Go make a sandwich. And only Galadriel is brave, smart, nice. She's the only one with half a brain. Because that's definitely being generous. She doesn't have more than half a brain. She's the only one who's brave. She's the only one who's willing to push the limits. You know, she's the only one willing to go and find Sauron's stronghold and make sure that he's not here anymore. She's the only one who's willing to fight a snow troll on her own. She's the only one willing to swim across the fucking ocean for a month. Okay? She's the only one who's nice. Which is definitely what they wanted to do. That's what they were focused on with this show. Is making Galadriel this perfect woman, and all of the men around her are trash. And Elon Musk tweeted, and 90% of my comments are bots. It's this one bot. But of course, people are definitely agreeing with him, saying that, yeah, that was what they were trying to do with this. And there are some people that are kind of disagreeing, like Angry Joe just disagrees. He says, not even close to being true, you just pissed Galadriel killed the troll herself or something. Seriously, get off that ridiculous anti-woke train, it's embarrassing. I disagree. I think that the men were definitely made to look bad compared to her, and yeah, she did kill the troll herself, but they very clearly in that scene were trying to say that she was the only one who was willing to be brave. She was the only one willing to push limits. She was the only one, because she had all of these other characters with her who wouldn't push the limits, who didn't want to fight the snow troll, who were trying to run, who were not willing to go, you know, the extra mile to make sure that Sauron was no longer alive. This is depressing. Now, I don't want to laugh at this. This is just depressing. This doesn't sound like Tolkien's work. Who's Tolkien? You're hired. Rings of Power production team. That is so depressing, but it's so true. It's like they hired people who specifically didn't know his work and could create something new without being, I don't know, they probably view it as being tainted by Tolkien's work. That shit is depressing. I'm laughing because I'm dead inside. We watched it and also reviewed it. Came away with similar feelings. Niche gamer. Older literature. Define good and evil. Morally instructive and framed within transcendent, evident virtues. Modern media. Which is clearly supposed to be George R. R. Martin. Wouldn't it be clever if everyone was awful and the world was gray and immoral? This shit is so depressing. Yeah. I bet all the male characters will stay that way too. Oh, 100%. They're not gonna make the male characters better. They clearly made the male characters bad to prop up the female characters. I mean, that was most certainly a focus for them. I mean, I've talked about my thoughts on the Rings of Power. I made a video the day after the first 2 episodes aired with my thoughts on the episodes. I was not impressed. Not good. So yeah. And Galadriel has nothing in common with the real Galadriel from the books, aside from being blonde. It is such a shame, because the actress that they got, Morfydd Clark, she looks very close to a younger Cate Blanchett, right? She looks very close. She's got the general look. It's just a shame that they didn't follow the actual character from the books. It is so sad that they didn't. Vera's awesome George R. R. Martin impersonation. That'll be $5. Thank you. Still not as bad as the Wheel of Time, though. I'm not gonna judge Rings of Power until all of it is out and start saying it's as bad as something, but I think it's as bad as Wheel of Time, at least right now. Yeah, Tom Shippey was the Tolkien scholar that was part of the project, and they apparently fired him because, yeah, basically they hated his input. It sounds, well, this is only, you know, reported. He hasn't confirmed it at all. But apparently they fired him because he was saying that they were fucking up the work. They were not following the source material. They were not being accurate to Tolkien, and they were doing whatever the hell they felt like. And yeah, then they offered a script to Peter Jackson, and they decided ultimately to ghost Peter Jackson. They had asked him if he wanted to be part of the project, and he had said, oh, well, I need to see the scripts first, and then they ditched him. They didn't actually show him the scripts. You had a chance to work with Peter fucking Jackson, and I have always said this, the Peter Jackson Lord of the Rings films, they have their problems. I mean, I consider the Hobbit ones to be part of that too. You know, the Hobbit movies had their problems, but overall it was a great adventure. I mean, the Lord of the Rings films themselves, just that trilogy is close to fucking perfect. Even though there were, you know, some things that could have been slightly better and were not super accurate to the source material, but overall they came across as a very great experience that most of us at this point love. And the Hobbit movies, there's been controversy. You all need to fucking apologize to the Hobbit movies right goddamn now, because they were not as bad as Rings of Power. But yeah, you had a chance to work with Peter fucking Jackson and decided to ghost him. It was so dumb. I still don't understand how they spent $60 million per episode. I genuinely do not either. Some of the shots are very pretty, and clearly those shots are primarily CGI. But $60 million an episode, there's no shot. There's nothing that comes even close to that. There's nothing in the first 2 episodes that comes close to that. yeah, the Peter Jackson Lord of the Rings trilogy is legendary despite its problems. And I'll admit that it's got a couple of problems. There were some changes from the source material, right? We can all agree to that. But the experience ended up amazing. And it felt like Tolkien. At least in my opinion. You can hate him. You're free to hate him. But you're wrong. Okay. Yeah, they had a legitimate Tolkien scholar on staff and then fired him for doing what he was hired to do. He literally was hired to make sure that it was accurate to Tolkien, and they fucking fired him. They canned him over doing his job. I just can't believe how stupid the people that were part of this project are. We're also going to be talking about the viewership numbers. I will be doing a video on this tomorrow, chat. So, yeah. But we heard over the past few days that the Rings of Power brought in over 25 million viewers for the premiere. Which is great, right? 25 million people is crazy. I mean, that's pretty good. And we hadn't heard any other information from that. We didn't hear about regions. All we heard was 25 million viewers. The media was basically saying, fuck anyone who doesn't like the show. It's doing great. Lots of people are watching it. Which, okay, yeah, I mean, that's a lot of viewers. But now that those viewer numbers have been broken down a little bit, things are not looking so good for Amazon. So Samba TV has said that Prime Video announced that the premiere of its highly touted and expensive prequel series, The Rings of Power, was viewed by 25 million people, tops any original Amazon content, which again, that's a great number. That's crazy. Now, new data from Samba TV suggests The Rings Bow, while good, was not as spectacular as hyped, because indeed 1.8 million US households watched The Rings of Power Episode 1, and then another 1.3 US households watched Episode 2. This series debut marked Prime Video's highest 3-day viewership of any 2022 premiere on the platform. That's it for US households. Out of those 25 million viewers, only 1.8 million US households. It says, yet, the debut of Netflix's Stranger Things Season 4, Volume 1, Episode 1, generated 2.9 million US households, and the debut of Obi-Wan, a $1 billion series, got wrecked by Obi-Wan, that saw 2.1 million US households tune in. This shit is too funny. They got wrecked by Obi-Wan. And, 2 million people. Well, it's not even 2 million people. Ugh. Is still a chunk of people, but it's not close to the 25 million. And I wanted to directly compare this to House of the Dragon, because of course House of the Dragon is its #1 competition right now. House of the Dragon, Rings of Power, face to fucking face right now. Same source, Samba TV, says that its US household viewership tally was upped for the premiere episode of House of the Dragon. Samba said 4.8 million US households watched House of the Dragon's premiere on HBO and HBO Max. That is more than double what Rings of Power brought in for the US. It says, for context, 2.6 million US households watched the premiere in its first 6 hours. Only 6 hours! Meaning that the majority of viewership, 54%, occurred during that time. And then by comparison, 2.9 million US households watched Stranger Things 4 in the premiere on Netflix in that same window. And then about 42% of the streaming pioneer's viewership occurred within the day it was released. So the Rings of Power's direct competition, The House of the Dragon, brought in more than double the views for US households. That is a massive difference. Absolutely massive difference. I have been watching both shows. Of course, there's only 2 episodes of The Rings of Power out right now. I was not very impressed, but I also have been watching House of the Dragon, and I have been impressed. Episode 3 of House of the Dragon from 2 days ago was so good. I was initially very worried about House of the Dragon because, of course, you had actresses coming out saying that, you know, it's a man's world and they wanted to make it a woman's world. And there's a lot of talk about, you know, the show touches on misogyny and all these different things. I was very worried about House of the Dragon. But so far it has followed the source material. Because I thought, even though okay, let's be honest. The books, they do definitely, I mean, in this general storyline does, you know, have that general underlying theme because, of course, it's, you know, men don't want a woman on the throne. But I was worried that they were going to bump that up by, like, times 100. And they didn't. So far, at least. So far. And I have been very impressed with the content that we've gotten. It's very close to the source material. And I have been very impressed by House of the Dragon. So right now, Rings of Power, I mean, I don't want to discredit the 25 million views. We don't know where that information is coming from, besides Amazon saying it was viewed by 25 million people. Okay, but apparently the US household numbers were not so good, and, well, US viewers are not showing up to watch Rings of Power compared to literally Stranger Things 4, Obi-Wan, and their number 1 competition right now, House of the Dragon. But yeah, I will be talking about this in a video tomorrow. But for now, that's all that I had to discuss with that topic. And there were 2 episodes of Rings of Power released on the same day. And this is just counting 1 episode of House of the Dragon. You mean 25 million bots? Yeah, they probably were bots. Like 90% of them were probably bots, but it is what it is. Matt Smith can act. Oh yeah, I mean, we, a lot of us here have always said that, but yeah, Matt Smith he's a great fucking actor. I mean, he literally didn't say, like, anything in episode 3, and he was the highlight of the episode. He did a great fucking job. Oh, and the symbolism. I don't want to give any spoilers, but one kind of small, minor spoiler. The symbolism with the stag. Oh my god, that was chef's kiss. That was so good. The way that they put those scenes and the order and the imagery, and that was so good. 25 million bots are forcing their employees to watch it non-stop. Yeah, probably a mixture of both. Probably a mixture of both. The visuals and music are impressive. That's about where the praise ends for Rings of Power. I 100% agree. But if you're talking about House of the Dragon, I disagree. But I think that you're talking about Rings of Power. Rings of Power visually is pretty. The music, very good so far. And yeah, that is where the praise ends for me as well. Bilbo, do not do this again right now. Don't do this again. Where did you just go? Uh-oh. Feline on the loose. Last night he pulled my headphone wire out of my computer 6 times. 6 fucking times. And every night he plays with my mouse like it's a fucking toy. Because every night Go sleep. Everything's fine. Z. I wake up and my mouse is in the fucking kitchen. It's halfway across the goddamn house. What the fuck are you doing with that thing? Playing fucking field hockey with it? What are you doing? He likes my mouse. And he thinks it's very fun. And he likes my headphones, which he also thinks are very fun. And he likes sitting on my computer wires, which he also thinks is very fun. I'm looking at you. But yeah, guys, those are the main topics we had to talk about tonight. I just have like one or two like side topics, so we'll chat about those. But quickly, if you're enjoying the live stream, make sure to give it a like. If you're not, give it a dislike. Check out links in the description and the pinned comment. Consider donating via Streamlabs. All donations pop up. $3 or more text-to-speech activates. Become a member. We need 8 more members on the channel to have another emote slot unlocked, and then I can get another emote made for the channel. So yeah, we need 8 more memberships. So consider donating memberships or becoming a member yourself. I really appreciate all the support. And yeah, consider donating and all that fun stuff. But thank you for being here. Primarily like the stream. I don't know if you guys heard about this. I'm sure you all know about the Star Wars The Acolyte show. It's the series that Leslie Headland is creating. It's supposed to be the Force is Female show. It's supposed to be a primarily female cast. Apparently, they are going to be adding Jodie Turner-Smith to The Acolyte. And I'm willing to give this show a chance. I'm willing to give every piece of, almost every piece of entertainment a chance. I have nothing against this individual. I haven't really seen her in anything, but I do know that she was in the race-swapped Anne Boleyn movie, which is why I wanted to tell you all. She was the actress who played the female of color Anne Boleyn. So, yeah, I did not agree with that project. But apparently they're gonna be hiring her for The Acolyte. What the hell is that? What the hell is what? Oh, this isn't an actual photo of her in the show, but this was her outfit in the promotional material for the Anne Boleyn movie. They race-swapped an actual historical figure. Oh yeah, it's like how a couple of weeks ago I talked about in a video how they made Joan of Arc non-binary. That's not fucking okay. Race-swapping a historical figure is not okay. I will never fucking agree with that. I will never support a project like this. Nope. Will not. She doesn't have hands? Nope, clearly not. Can't be the cropping of the photo. But yeah, they're going to be putting her in the Acolyte show. Oh, also, did you guys hear about the Sony Social Justice Fund? They tweeted out, with more than 11 million already committed, we're excited to share an update on Sony Interactive Entertainment's Social Justice Fund and PlayStation Career Pathways. I tweeted 11 million on a social justice fund. I can't tell what's more hilarious. The fact that you created a social justice fund, or that you guys want people to believe 11 million is a lot for you guys. You don't seem very committed to me. It's true. 11 million, that's it? You want people to believe that you're committed to something by shoving $11 million at it? That doesn't seem very committed to me.
In the summer of 2020, Sony Interactive Entertainment launched the Social Justice Initiative.
The Social Justice Initiative. Definitely.
Diversity, equity,
definitely.
As part of Sony Group's global social
equity,
justice fund, Sony Interactive Entertainment has committed more than $11 million to nonprofit organizations and universities focused on education, training, and career preparation
I guess.
in all areas of game development. We understand a more equitable future starts with increased access to education.
11 million is like one Blizzard payout to an employee that sued them. I'm just saying.
And career opportunities.
That's one. You know, it's fine. Let's keep listening.
The PlayStation Career Pathways program in 2021. This multi-year program offers scholarships, mentorships, and early career support to aspiring Black university students seeking degrees in gaming. Each PlayStation Career Pathways scholar receives up to $30,000 in scholarship money, mentorships from PlayStation Studios employees, and unique early career preparation experiences throughout their collegiate journey. This is just the beginning, and we will continue to strive to make Sony Interactive Entertainment and the video game industry more diverse, inclusive, and accessible.
Wow, guys. I feel changed. Truly, I feel very changed. I'm all for all different types of people getting opportunities in life, right? I'm for everyone getting fair opportunities. But I'm just saying, and I've always said this, the best person should get the job, right? The best choice for a person, no matter what their skin color is, the way that they look, walk, talk, or act, they should get a job. They should get an opportunity. It shouldn't be based off of skin color. It shouldn't be based off of the way that you talk. It shouldn't be based on those things. It should be based on your merits. It should be based on what you can do at a job, what you can provide, what you bring to the table. And of course, they are getting absolutely fucking roasted over this. Sony doesn't sell games, they sell ideology. Who doesn't love some ideology for breakfast? Social justice fund, the fuck?
Responsible. Who do we need to line up in the... Why does it exist? Who asked for this?
They couldn't name it anything worse either, right? Social justice fund. That is the worst name that you could give something like this. Truly, I don't think that there's anything else that they could name it that would be worse. Media is to be enjoyed, not to be lectured. The biggest problem with recent games is that it's being used as a platform to lecture people instead of letting them enjoy the game. Most of these newcomers just want in because it's cool, not because it's fun. Yup. I agree. Social justice is the exact opposite of real justice. It's bad people that want to be seen as righteous so they can constantly signal their virtue and redefine words. Yep. Sony has fallen so far. They have. I used to fucking love Sony. I have a fucking PlayStation beanie somewhere around here. I used to be a simp for Sony. I don't really like Sony anymore. Again, I'm fine with anyone getting opportunities in this world. But you should allow everyone an opportunity. Social justice fund. Jesus Christ. Just the worst name that you could give something. I'm so glad I skipped the PS5. No games either. Yeah, there's really not a lot of games for it that are good, or that you should buy only because it's on a PlayStation. Overall, they're just getting fucking roasted. But yeah, that was my tweet about it. 11 million just doesn't seem very committed to me. Yeah, I'm committed. That's like half of a Blizzard lawsuit for one person. That's like the Blizzard fucking CEO lunch budget. Come on, PlayStation. Doesn't seem very committed, but I don't know, 11 million? It's their choice. It's also their choice to put that out into the world publicly, and it's their choice. They want to get fucking roasted over it. Sony made me appreciate Nintendo and buy a Switch. And it used to be the opposite, right? With content, with how people viewed these companies. People used to be very critical of Nintendo and they'd love Sony. Now it's the other way around. We send 11 million to Ukraine every 5 minutes. Chewy. $11 million probably got to pay off someone's OnlyFans. Don't bring OnlyFans into this, okay? What has OnlyFans ever done to you besides steal your money and rip you off? Yeah. 11 million. 11 million, that's like 1% of the CEO's toilet paper made out of money. Yep. Too funny. But, yeah, guys, those are all the topics that I had to talk about tonight. If you have any specific questions or topics that you'd like me to discuss, feel free to leave them in chat. But yeah, I'll be wrapping up stream in a bit. Not quite yet, though. If you're enjoying the live stream, make sure to give it a like. If you're not, give it a dislike. Check out the link in the pinned comment in the description. Donate via Streamlabs. Donate via Super Chats. Become a member. All that fun stuff. Thanks for being here. At least there's a Twisted Metal series coming to Peacock soon. Who the fuck pays for Peacock? Who the fuck pays for Peacock? That's my first question. My second question is, what is even on Peacock? And my third question is, well, I guess it's not a question. I guess it's a statement. My statement would be, it's gonna be bad. I have this bad feeling it's gonna be bad. Carnival Row is the only good fantasy series on Amazon. Carnival Row. Oh, that's the one with Orlando Bloom. That one was, that came out a couple years ago. That was actually pretty decent. There was some things that I wasn't, like, a big fan of. I thought that some of it was a little wonky. Like, the visuals weren't great. But it wasn't bad. Then again, I haven't watched it since it came out. Did they ever do another season? I only remember one season. Yeah, they only did one season, it looks like. So, yeah. Peacock is streaming for boomers. I don't know if that's true, but I don't pay for Peacock, so let's roast it. Yeah, you're right. Streaming for boomers. Charlie is on point. I don't fucking know. I don't pay for it. Who the fuck pays for porn? That's just silly. Yeah. Right? I mean, it's the same. Who the fuck pays for Peacock? Why does it even exist? Oh, that's right! The Bel Air remake thing. I don't even want to call it a remake. It's like the alternate universe bad version is on Peacock. Let's look. Peacock exclusive shows. Join Peacock? How about I fucking don't? $1.99 a month. That's all you can get is $1.99 a month. I pay more for tooth floss. Jeez, that's bad. The end is nigh. Absolutely fucking not. There is no fucking way. Hold on. We gotta zoom this out a little bit. Originals. Vigil. Meddling. Paris in Love. Paris Hilton has a show. Who the fuck cares, dude? Vigil. Can I get a description? Is there no goddamn description? When a crew member is found dead on the HMS Vigil, Detective Silva boards the sub to investigate. That is absolutely no information at all. I think that I won't watch that. Meddling. Oh, okay. The Olympic skating scandal that shocked the world. Alright, you know what? Maybe that one's not so bad. Right? If I could come to paying $2 a month for this trash, maybe I'd watch it. Bel Air. Everybody hated that. I want to see exclusives. You've got only 5 that are critically acclaimed. That is pretty bad. Like, what is this trash? Dr. Death. It's just a Grey's Anatomy knockoff? With a name like Dr. Death, that shit should be fucking sci-fi. Oh, our guy is in this. Whoa. Now I know why it's called Dr. Death. Did you guys see who stars in this shit? Oh, fuck. No wonder it's called Dr. Death. Okay, I'm done with Peacock. Gives a fuck. Peacock's bad. Ah. Jesus Christ. What the fuck are you talking about, Vera? Talking about how bad Peacock is. There's no way you'd get me to pay $2 for that. That's so bad. I would pay for that. No wonder why it's called Dr. Death. Anyway, guys, are there any topics that you want me to discuss? Any other streaming services I need to roast? Alec Baldwin documentary. Listen, we don't need to go that savage on him. He's just a human, just like you and I, guys, okay? That's what the media wants to say. He's just a normal guy. You guys are being too harsh on him. Who wants to watch that? Go look at the description. The shows didn't even have descriptions. They were only episode descriptions. Just don't stand in front of him. The best sharpshooter on the West Coast. Okay, guys, reel it in. Reel it in. Reel it in. Paying for anime streaming is the weeb equivalent of paying for OnlyFans? Oh. I pay for High Dive. Ah, shit. I'm a degenerate now. Oh, well. I pay for High Dive, because High Dive is the last good fucking streaming service for anime. Matt Smith is good. Thank you, the chat, for the $2 super chat. That's kind of confusing. House of the Dragon is okay so far. I like House of the Dragon so far. I mean, it's pretty accurate to the source material. Visually, it's been nice. The action has been great. There's been quite a bit of action so far. I'm impressed with House of the Dragon. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Let's roast Ezra some more. What is there to talk about with Ezra? Jesus Christ. Ezra Miller. Any news? Any news? I don't see any Ezra Miller news. I'm sorry, chat. I know that that's very depressing for all of us. I know that that's very, very sad. No news. Holy. I think that this is the longest amount of time there's been no Ezra Miller news. 6 days? That's a fucking new world record. It's okay to pay for animes. Yeah, I mean, I pay for High Dive, but, yeah. How about Bezos? Bezos is a A wonderful, amazing human being. With a sparkling, shining, bald head. That definitely wanted what's best for the Rings of Power. Is this image gonna get me banned? I was gonna show you guys an image and say this is why I don't show my Twitter to you guys. And it's actually... there's a little bit of clothing involved, but I'm not even gonna risk it. I'm not even gonna risk it. You know what? I'm not gambling with that. I'll gamble about Ezra, but I'm not gambling about getting banned on YouTube. Because that would be my luck, right? Bezos is bald. That is the best insult that you could throw Bezos' way. You're just bald. Shit on Saints Row more. What's the user scores like? Looking like Metacritic. Okay. PC 2.6, PlayStation 4 2.3, PlayStation 5 3.0, Stadia. I love Stadia 2.5. Holy shit. Xbox One 1.5. Series X 3.1. Xbox One is still the lowest at a 1.5. Yeah, that's not looking very good for them. I did do a video yesterday on Saints Row, and the sales for it went down by 80%. This is the article I actually read in yesterday's video. This was UK retail. It shows that hold on one second. I was just rereading it to myself. It shows Saints Row debuts at #1. And then there was another article. Let me see if I can find it. Games, industry, I don't think I'm going to be able to find it. Games, industry. Here it is, actually. I did find it. Here's the other one. So this was the week before. Saints Row reboot debuts at #1. But then, Last of Us Part 1 leads wave of new releases, which isn't that surprising. But Saints Row saw an 80% drop in sales compared to last week and falls to #6. And again, this is in the UK, and this is for physical editions of the game. But still, any sort of drop like that is very extreme. I mean, even Battlefield, and I had talked about this in yesterday's video about it, even like Battlefield 2042, which was absolutely trash, still was the second best-selling game for the month that it came out in. Elden Ring, it was literally out for 3 days or 4 days, because it was out for a couple days, because it came out on February 25th or 26th, and it was the #1 best-selling game of that whole entire fucking month, and in the next month it also stayed in the top sales charts, and it didn't see a 80% drop like that. So yeah. Saints Row 2 is one of my favorites. It's been a while since I've played the Saints Row games, but Saints Row 2 was always my favorite as well. Cyberpunk's DLC got announced today. I know I saw. We were chatting about it in Discord, in the Discord server. I know that they also put out the 1.6 patch today. It's got like new missions, NPCs, and weapons. I'm hopeful for Cyberpunk's DLC. It doesn't come out until 2023, but I will be streaming it when it comes out, and I think that I'm gonna re-stream a whole playthrough of Cyberpunk 2077 in a couple months, when it gets closer to the actual launch. The Saints Row reboot is a fucking disaster already. Oh yeah, 100%. I didn't like how Saints Row 3 was super crazy and bizarre. I mean, I didn't really think that Saints Row 3 was crazy and bizarre. I think Saints Row 4 was, but Saints Row 3 was still pretty similar to the others. But Saints Row 2 was my favorite. 3 was very fun. I mean, I like all of them. 4 was very different, but it was also still, it was good in its different way. Cyberpunk the Saints Row reboot, that is a crossover that we need to happen, because it would be such a fucking disaster. Yeah, Cyberpunk is still going. But yeah, guys, I'm going to wrap up the stream in a minute, so any last minute questions, feel free to ask. Any last minute comments, feel free to ask. Also, chat, this Thursday, of course, video game stream, I will be streaming Shadow of Mordor. I was thinking about another game that I could play, Lord of the Rings themed, because of course a week and a half ago, 2 weeks to a week and a half ago, we played The Hobbit on PlayStation 3, PlayStation 2, sorry, not PlayStation 3, Hobbit on PlayStation 2, came out in 2003, and we're going to be playing Shadow of Mordor. Thank you, the chat, for the $2 super chat. How about Musk? Elon Musk is fine. Yeah. Musk versus Bezos. Kind of fucking funny. If Saints Row released on Stadia, it could as well release on Amico. Yeah, if Amico was real. Amico is dead. I was initially very interested in it. I was hopeful, you know. I was willing to give Amico a chance. I even went to an Amico event. I even went to see the thing. And well, we see how that went. Vera quit The Hobbit because of the puzzles? I didn't quit The Hobbit. I finished the game. I finished the game on stream that same night. What are you talking about, TNN? Yeah, Saints Row 4 was fucking nutty. It was fucking crazy. But I liked it. It was, again, still, it was different, but it was decent. Vera's looking forward to more Hobbit water puzzles. That I don't even want to talk about those water puzzles. That shit was whack. That was broken. It was broken. You're not gonna convince me it was user error, because it definitely wasn't. It most certainly wasn't. Saints Row is my favorite superhero game, I guess. Huh. The Saints are your favorite superheroes. Yeah, we talked about the viewership numbers for Rings of Power and House of the Dragon. I will do a video on this tomorrow. But they definitely were very different. Again, I don't wanna discredit the 25 million views they're saying they got worldwide, but yeah, getting less than 2 million in the US for that is not good. You hated them? Oh, I hated the water puzzles. Yes, most certainly. I will confirm I hated them. But I didn't quit. Because I'm just not like that. I'm just so good at every game. Even if I hate something, I can overcome it and win. Definitely. Elon Musk versus Jeff Bezos right now. I mean, obviously, I'd have to say Elon Musk. But yeah. What about Sleeping Dogs or whatever? Maybe I could play Sleeping Dogs at some point. I'd watch a boxing match between Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos. That would be pretty funny. I didn't have the chat looking up shit, Angels. I didn't have the chat doing anything. Why you gotta lie like that? I didn't have the chat looking up water puzzle walkthroughs. Now, if I did that myself, that's different. But I didn't have the chat doing it. Bezos manipulates ratings on Amazon and IMDb. Yeah, have they, before we end stream, hold on, we're not ending stream yet. Has Amazon Rings of Power, have they even opened up the floodgates for reviews? They haven't. Didn't they say it was only going to be 72 fucking hours? That was on Thursday. Didn't they say only 72 hours? Or that's what the media said. it was confirmed by an Amazon spokesperson. They still haven't even opened up the floodgates. They still haven't even opened up the floodgates. There are no customer reviews yet. Come on, stop being little bitches. Let people review your shit show. Amazon's trash. It was a typo. It was supposed to be after 72 episodes. Honestly, not surprising. I could believe that. I've heard they're rebooting Fable. Yes, they are doing a remake of Fable. Last year, we saw like a 30-second CGI little teaser that showed the logo, but that was it. We haven't heard anything else. It's been in development for a few years, but they only had officially announced it last year. Have you played Sifu? I have not played Sifu. I remember when it came out, I talked about a lot of the outrage that surrounded it from game journalists. And I wanted to buy it to play it, and then I never got around to it. That is a game that I do need to buy and play. I don't think I'm going to stream it, but I had heard that it was really, really good. And I saw a lot of gameplay, and it actually seemed really good. But yeah, I do not have any first-hand experience playing it. I'm out later, Vero. Thank you for stopping by. I hope that the rest of your evening goes well. Thank you for stopping by. Sick manipulation. Oh, sick of manipulation of ratings polls. Yeah, I understand that on the surface, you know, Amazon would want to protect the Rings of Power because it's a show that they've just shoved $1 billion into, right? But if you're going to tell consumers, oh, hey, it's only going to be off for 72 hours, then fucking stick to that. Stick to that. You know, open up the floodgates after 72 hours. It doesn't matter if you let people review it the day it launches, a day after, a week after, a month after. Once you open up those floodgates, once you allow people to leave reviews, people are going to be pissed, and there are going to be more people that are going to troll on you and review bomb it. Thoughts on the upcoming The Hunter Biden story? I don't have many thoughts on it, but thank you for the $2 super chat. I know that Gina Carano's in it, but I don't have any other thoughts besides that. Or don't put a rating system, right? And that's the thing, is that they should have no rating system for any of their content, or they should allow all of their content to have the reviews open. To pick and choose, like, oh, well, in this series we're not going to turn reviews on, but on all of our other ones we're going to turn reviews on, that is shitty. That is shitty. So, who knows when they're even going to turn reviews on for it. Let's look at the... Yeah, guys, sorry, I debated you. I told you we were going to end stream. We're not ending stream yet. We'll end in 10 minutes. If you're enjoying the stream, give it a like, donate, become a member, subscribe. Thanks. What are the reviews at on another website? Sorry I open up everything on another tab, but I do because it'd be my fucking luck that something would pop up. 39%. So it has gone up a little bit, but not by very much. And IMDb Rings of Power. A 6.8? There's no... That is fucking high. That is very fucking high. I think the user reviews, yeah, there's not any under... Yeah, there's no 1 star showing. There's no 2 stars showing. There's no 3 stars showing. No 4 stars showing. No 5 stars showing. That is garbage. That is so terrible. And are there any other websites? I don't think so. I mean, it's no fucking surprise, right? Because IMDb is owned by Amazon. I mean, look at all the million Rings of Power ads. So it's no surprise. that doesn't mean that it's okay. They shouldn't be allowed to do this, but they are. But they are doing it. Whatever. Yeah, I mean, you can't even believe you can't even believe IMDb because again, it's owned by Amazon. So, and look, there's no reviews under 5 stars. That is so shitty. My, lots of trolls. Is the best thing you have to do tonight is sit in here and troll me? That's the best, that you don't have anything better to do with your time? You must live a pretty sad life. Rotten Tomatoes. Rings of Power. What's House of the Dragon sitting at? An 85. It's not perfect, but it's still pretty decent. I mean, an 85 is not bad. If it was under an 80, I would say it's... yeah, there's some problems. But an 85 is pretty good. Rings of Power. 39%, huh? 10 minutes in and you see the most tight-roped, over-the-top fight scene with a troll that the elf can beat without even looking at it. Cliché forbidden love story arc between another elf and human. The main character is a plank of wood. It's actually so fucking true. Oh, it's so true. Objectively awful. Such a shame that Amazon isn't respecting the lore and making a joke of such a beloved franchise. Good visuals, good sets, good costume, bad casting, bad dialogue, bad plots, not reflective of Tolkien's world. True. Scatterbrain, flashy, CGI-driven fluff, lots of in-your-face action and flashy visuals, but the lack of coherent story puts me to sleep. I 100% agree. I think that visually it does look pretty nice. I think that the CGI is pretty good. I think that the music is great. And that's about where it ends for me. That's about where it ends for me. Besides that, I'm not impressed. Film media is meant to entertain, especially considering the record production costs. This gets too many essential aspects of filmmaking wrong to be both immersive and entertaining. I watched this with zero expectations or pre-review of any trailers or plot summaries. It's boring, nothing grabs you, and the little that might fails because its elements are too distant from reality or within the rules of its universe. Among so many problems, Galadriel and Elrond both act in ways which is not befitting to their supposed advanced age, and Galadriel taking out that troll so easily reminds me of the audience that we're watching an artificial world. Score and camera work are its only high point. Sorry, all this is a stinker. 0.5 out of 5. Yeah, I was not impressed with it. The that first fight scene, with one of the only fight scenes in the first 2 episodes, besides the 2-second fight in Bronwyn's home, was so bad. I mean, that line work was awful. Knife ears. Yeah, that's the best insult that they could come up with. Just a yikes from me. The 5-star review is completely ridiculous. Everyone who leaves 5 stars is so busy pointing out how they know better than everyone because they read some Tolkien, and then they continue to say something that makes no sense in relation to any of Tolkien's writings. Actually fucking true, though. Yeah, they can manipulate the rating system on IMDb because they own it. Completely terrible. Oh yeah, I 100% agree. I think that with IMDb, that shit should be called out more. Because, I mean, Amazon owns it. So, of course they're altering it, and of course they're manipulating it, which is so bad. I'm honestly surprised that IMDb left ratings up. I mean, on Amazon's own website, they're not even leaving them up. I don't know what the series, who the series was for, but it's not for fans of dialogue, weird plot elements, and devices that could either be entirely removed or in place, in other fantasy realms, at least we have House of the Dragon. I was initially very worried about House of the Dragon, but at least we have that. At least House of the Dragon has come out, and it has been pretty good. Giving me a lot of inspiration, chat. As a science fiction fan of multiple shows and as a Tolkien reader and fan for 30 years, I find the show disingenuous to the source material. Nothing to do with the cast. It's the writing and show's current trajectory. If Disney started producing SWEU content, Star Wars Extended Universe, I'm assuming, the same thing would happen. It's not the actual story of these characters. It's an adaptation away from true material. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, I agree. I don't know. It's just very unfortunate that this has happened to such a beloved franchise and beloved work. I mean, Tolkien's work is not to be fucked over, and they are fucking it over right now. I obviously hope that Rings of Power gets better. I hope that somehow they can pull it all together. But I don't think that that's going to happen. I don't think that they have a way to do that at this point, and I think that it's just going to be trash. I think that there really isn't any hope for Rings of Power at this point. I don't think that they're going to magically change it and fix it and make it awesome and better. At least we have House of the Dragon, though. Like usual, deletes 1 out of 10 reviews, but left alone the 10 out of 10 reviews. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. They're deleting all the negative reviews? Yeah, it definitely looks like it over on IMDb. I mean, there's no negative reviews under a 5 out of 10. How does that even work? Is it just, like, automatically flagging them? Or is every couple of hours are they being removed? Because I don't see them there at all. I don't even see 1 or 2. So I'm assuming it's when you go to leave anything that's under the 6, like a 5 or under, it is just automatically removing or hiding it, which is so shitty. As soon as that changes, if they change it and actually make it fucking accurate, they're going to be, that show's going to be fucking bombed on IMDb. Same with when they finally open up the reviews on Amazon's website. But alright guys, with that being said, I'm going to wrap up the stream here. Thank you all so much for stopping by tonight. I do appreciate it. I hope that you guys enjoyed this week's Vera After Dark discussion stream. My next stream will be on Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern, and I will be playing Shadow of Mordor. I'm very excited to play it on the channel, and then we'll be playing it over the weekend. If you enjoyed the stream, make sure to give it a like. If you didn't, give it a dislike. Check out links in the description. Follow me on social media, Twitter, Minds, BitChute, Odyssey, Getter. Also join our Discord server. We're very active there. And of course, I do tag you all when I go live in case YouTube doesn't notify you of the live streams. Also check out yesterday's videos and the past few days worth of videos on Rings of Power, Saints Row, Hogwarts Legacy, all of those fun topics. Oh, She-Hulk as well. But yeah, I'm going to end the stream here. Thank you all so much for stopping by, and have a fantastic evening, everyone.